Hey, young girl. We are back with a new episode this week. I want to thank you all who have been tuning in week to week over on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe. We are posting weekly and over on Spotify and or Apple Podcasts. You can listen to it over there while you're riding in your car, working out, or whatever. All right. Thank you so much. Who also have been leaving comments and just sharing with other people. I appreciate that. So this week on the podcast, I would love to talk about how comparison is the thief of joy. And what do you mean by that? When you compare yourself to other people, that can steal your joy. Or what way can it do that? Well, what if you are at the beginning stages of something that you're doing, right? And you go and compare yourself to somebody else that is doing that same thing, but they are at, you know, 50%, 75% of, the time that they've started. Like you're at the beginning, they at halfway stage or more. They've been doing this. And you compare yourself to them and you're looking at it like, oh, you're so far behind, you're not doing as good, your ideas aren't as fresh, whatever. And now you feel discouraged. So that's why I'm saying you shouldn't be comparing yourself to what other people are doing or how they look or what their achievements are or whatever. I mean, you can look at other people and be inspired or, give you ideas of what it is you may want for your life. But at the end of the day, you are still one unique individual and you have your own aspirations, you have your own beginning and ends. So, don't compare your beginning or your end to somebody else's who may have had more resources, more time, um, you know, more people that help them or, more experience in that same thing. And you're looking at them like, damn, why, I'm not at that point or why I'm not making as much money or I've been working out all this time and it looked like they started at the same time as me. Well, you don't know what their regimen was. You don't know what their diet was. You don't know what their routine was. You don't know if they had a chef. You don't know if they had a personal trainer. You don't know if they even had to work every day. You might be a full-time worker. You might have children and everything, all these responsibilities that you have, whereas this person is just them. So they have all the time in the world because they have no other distractions. So they focusing on that same thing that y'all both might be doing, but they have way more time to work on it. So of course, y'all aren't going to be in the same, position. Why would you want to be? You don't want it to be identical to somebody else's. You want your thing to be your own thing, even if you put a little twist on it, right? So, stop looking over at the person to your left or to the right and look in the person, the mirror, the person that's in front of you. That's your competition, okay? You can never know what another person is really doing behind the scenes or how much help that person had or anything like that, how much education they had. So don't try and compare what you're doing to what they're doing. All right? Don't let that steal your joy. Don't let it discourage you. You know, even on social media, that's a lot of comparing. I even look at it sometimes like, oh man, whatever. But you don't let it get rooted in you about what somebody else has, and then you go to devaluing yourself or thinking of yourself as less than or whatever because that person has this or that person has so many people looking at their stuff and I only had this many people looking at my stuff. Well, you don't know if that person paid for an ad. You don't know if that person knew somebody that had maybe a larger platform and that person shared their stuff to their platform, which gave them way more eyes to look at their stuff. So don't look over there looking at what they're doing and trying to measure up to what you're doing. Everything don't happen at the same time. You know, something like might happen for them right away, where it may take you 5, 10 years. What I understand, like in starting a business or something like that, it may take you 5 to 10 years to see a profit or something like that. It may not happen like that for somebody else, but don't let it rob you of where you are in life or what you're doing, because you aren't where that person at. Just focus on what you're doing and just know that you are doing your best. And if you're remaining consistent and you have something that the people want, that they're offering, you just have to wait and be patient to see, what the outcome is for you. All right. And make sure you are keeping what your goal is at the forefront. Don't let somebody else get in your ear and say, oh, well, shouldn't you market to these people? Or why aren't you, doing more of this? Well, that's not really what I wanted to do. So, I did my research and, I invested in this and put the time and effort into this thing. And then once I master that, then maybe I can add on more things or move into the next direction. You know, Try to focus on one thing at a time if you could, and work on that until you have gotten it to a point where it can kind of run on its own now. People know about it, like it says, selling itself. Then it really don't need as much effort as it did when you first started it. Now it can, run on its own. All right. Um, you know, Comparison, sometimes it's good you compare charts maybe to to see if you're actually on a up. Like, say for instance, with sales, you're going to compare your charts of your sales records or whatnot to the previous sale records to see if you are making money, are you having more losses. Then you can compare. Or like a poll, something like that, you can see within your business uh, which one is selling better or which one is more appealing to your audience. You can compare that. you know Compare your previous you to where you are now and see if progress was made in your life. So you're comparing the previous, person maybe in your 20s, or as a teen that now you're in your 20s, and see what you have evolved. Compare that, you know. Uh, just overall, y'all, uh, comparison is the thief of joy. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You don't know where they are in life, what stage they are, what they had to do, what kind of work they had to put in to get to that point. All right. And the same thing over with you. Don't be so hard on yourself, looking over at somebody else's progress and wishing that it was your progress too. That's almost like telling God, like, oh, I'm upset at what you gave me, as if you weren't made perfect in his eye, because you were perfectly made unique. Everybody is a unique individual with our all own given talents and traits. So you need to just enhance what you already have and what you were gifted with, and utilize that to the best of your ability. Always try to put your best foot forward in what you are doing. And while you overlooking at this one and that one, you're not even focused on what it is you're doing. And your time just passing by, and you're not even getting anything done because you're over there looking to your left and to your right instead of facing forward. Sometimes don't even look in the past too much. That's the past. That's what happened already. You can't change it. You got to be in the present and look forward to the future. All right. And I'm going to just stop it there. And I thank you all again. And I hope to see you all next week. Bye.